bad credit. You see that? Even if you pay all your bills on time, you can still have bad credit. That happens every day because it's only 35% of your score. The next component is the amounts owed on, major revolving credit cards. 40% of your score is tied to your credit cards. So guess what happens if you sitting in this room, you don't have no credit card?
Bad credit?
You automatically have bad credit.
What?
Wow.
Automatically. If you're sitting in this room, you can't reach in your wallet and pull out, and I'm not talking about the rush card, and I ain't hating on my brother. I'm not talking about a rush card, I'm not talking about a debit card. If you can't reach in your wallet and pull out at least 2 MasterCard Visas, you have a bad credit. You automatically. I don't even have to pull your credit. I don't even have to look at your score. But let me tell you why that's significant. Most people that have credit issues or debt issues either do debt consolidation or consumer credit counseling. They advertise so heavily. These guys are crazy advertising, so most people fall into this trap. But what I did, and I want you guys to do this, I want you to Google credit counseling contract or debt counseling contract. I want you to read these contracts. Now they know that y'all don't like to read, so they have y'all sign this stuff. Usually you signed it under duress. Your credit's bad, you're trying to buy a house, you can't do nothing, so you run to these people because they tell you everything you want to hear, and they say sign this, and you never read this thing. I read this thing, I was like, don't nobody sign that. I know they ain't signing this. But millions of you do. So I want to show you where you're going with this. And I'm going to leave this here because you ain't going to believe it. But I want you to Google it and see it for yourself. It says most of CCCS, Consumer Credit Services, funding comes from voluntary contributions from creditors who participate in their plans. Up to 15%. So tell me something. I know they say that they're nonprofit, right? That's why y'all run there? Because they say we're nonprofit. So tell me this. If they're getting 15% of the money you pay to the creditors, who are they really working for? The creditors. Do they have your best interest at heart? Nope. They can't. The creditor is paying them. How can they have your best interest at heart? They work for the creditor. When you sign this, they call the creditor and say, hey, look, we got another one. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make these suckers pay you half of that money that they don't even know because it's all charged off anyway. And then you kick me back 15%. Deal? Yeah. Go get them. It happens every day. 100,000 times a day. Let's keep reading this contract because I ain't believe it. Okay. I understand that a debt management plan could have a negative impact on a creditworthiness decision by a potential creditor. So now look at what you're doing. It says here clearly in writing that by signing up for this, I'm going to destroy my credit. So now you paying for bad credit. Y'all crazy. Y'all pay for bad credit. They told you, by signing up, it will destroy your credit. The one thing that could save your life. You buying bad credit. Okay? Let me keep reading here. It says here, I hereby certify that all my credit cards have either been returned to the creditor, lost, or destroyed. I voluntarily agree that no further charges will be made on these accounts. So the first thing they do is have you cut up your credit cards. Why?
So you can continue to have bad credits because you don't have any.
Here, let's pass this around. So I want you to understand, you have just signed, it's like this. Here's the plantation, and this is what y'all do. Where do I sign up, massa? Give me some of that slavery. I heard you selling slavery over here. In fact, how much it costs to be a slave? Don't laugh, because that's what y'all do. Which way to that slavery? I gotta get me some of that. How much is it gonna cost? It's gonna cost me 30% of my income for the next 5 years. Give me some of that. You're going to make sure that I'm broke for the next 3 to 5 years and make sure my credit's destroyed so my family can't enjoy I'm going to be working twice as hard and have a half of the money I normally have and bad credit. Where can I get that? Okay? Whereas all you really should be doing is saying, you know what? To have financial freedom, I need access to capital. To get that, I need good credit. I'm going to study that credit thing, and I'm going to know it so hard, they're going to be scared of me. Okay? We want to come out and be able to do this on a regular basis and teach you this formula. Once you understand my formula, it's impossible for you to have bad credit. One of our clients, I wanted to show you their credit. He has the highest credit score in the world. His middle score is 990. They told me it was a theoretical max. They didn't believe we could do it. But my formula's dead on. Once you understand it, that's what you can do. You don't need a 990. I just did that to prove that the formula was working. But if you just was in the 800s, you don't understand how easy it is to do it. Don't take the programming out. I know they've been brainwashing you for years, and I only had a few minutes. For years they tell you, there's no hope, you're powerless. But I want you to believe another set of teaching. It said according to the power that was already in you. Exceedingly, abundantly above. Why did he use them three adjectives? One of them was good enough. If he had just said exceedingly, I'm good with that. But you have to believe in something else. If you won't, what's the rest of the world going to do? If you can't be saved financially, nobody can. Because you're taught all the right things. Knowledge, power, turn it on. Knowledge, power, good stewardship. That's what you've already been trained. As you grew up in the church, you've already been trained that. The rest of the world, I feel sorry for them, and I want to help them. But if you can't grasp this concept, if you can't take this message out and put it to work, nobody can. Any final questions? Next time we're going to get into detail on how to overturn judgments, how to eliminate not bankruptcy, but how to clean them off your credit, how to erase foreclosures, how to stop foreclosure. There's no reason for anybody that you know to lose their home to foreclosure. Amen. After the day, if somebody you know lose their home to foreclosure, that's not good. That's on you. Because I'm telling you right now, it's impossible. Now that you know me, you don't have no more excuses. And that's a good and a bad thing. It's like on the Matrix, he was like, which pill you want? Some people, it's easy to have bad credit. I can just sit back and complain. Now that I got good credit, I got to start doing stuff. I had a client, he just hit 780 or 790. And I said, well, you know, let me introduce you to our finance department. I can get you $150,000 in the next 10 days. Anybody that has over a 720 credit score, I can get you 150 grand in 10 days. 150. I know that's not a lot of money. But he was like, 150? Whoa, Tom, 150. 150. Okay? This is the problem. So many people in the country have bad credit. Once you have good credit, the banks have to give you all the money. Oh, it's crazy. Realistically, if you have a 720 credit score, I don't care where you work, I can get you up to $500,000 in 30 days. So let's do some mathematics. Let's just say 10 of y'all who are tied to this ministry. I know you don't know what to do with $500,000, and I'm not telling you to get into debt and go shopping, because we're past that. But if 10 of you say, hey, Pastor, we want to start a credit ministry. Okay, just 10 of you. I ain't saying go to 800 or 900 score, just go to 720. I can get you access to $500,000. How much money is that? That's $5 million between 10 of y'all. So now, and again, we ain't running out shopping with that 10 million. What can we do? You know, Pastor, I'm really good at cooking. Let's open a restaurant. We got $5 million. Okay. You know, Pastor, I can really cut hair good. Let's open a barbershop. You know what? Houses are so cheap now. I just saw a deal for houses worth $500,000. We could get it for $150,000. Let's go get it. You see what I'm saying? Now all you read about and they brainwash you. All these churches, they ain't getting no tithe and offering, and they're folding up. We got to go bankrupt, and all these churches in trouble. That's a lot. Sometimes, look at what happens. I didn't realize this until I was watching the Nature Channel. It was talking about sea storms, how violent the seas are. But what I didn't realize is, and they brought this point out, all the minerals in the ocean are constantly in a state of falling to the bottom at all times. So if God didn't send storms to the sea to swirl it up and bring it back to the top, the oceans would die. All life would die. So sometimes you need a storm in your life to shake stuff up so you can get where you're supposed to be.
That's good.
Amen.
I'm going to leave it at that. Where you at, Jim?
Any questions?
Thank you.
We'll take a couple questions.
It's offering time.